Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gursimran and you can call me Simmi, and today we are going to talk about how to get a better credit score. So this video is going to be divided into two parts where I'm going to share with you what are the components that you need to take care of for your credit score and what is the thing that you should essentially do so that you have a better credit score at the end, even if you don't have a lot of money or if you're broke, basically if you're a student. So let's get into the video. So first of all, 4 components that comprise your credit score are up on the screen. So as you can see, the credit history holds a very important part in your credit score, and also the length of your credit history. So first of all, you need to take care of having a credit card so that you can build your credit score as fast as possible. Get a credit card. How to optimize your credit card usage. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to explain you how credit card actually works and how your score is built. Let's say I am the bank, I am the lender, and you are the person who is trying to build a credit score, and you are the person who holds a credit card. So I'm the bank. Now let's forget that I'm a bank and let's think of me as a person who is lending you money. So first of all, let's be clear about 3 things. The first thing is that your credit limit. The second thing is your due date, and the third thing is the date of the statement. So essentially what you need to take care of is the 2 most important dates, which are the date your credit statement is generating and the date when the money is due. Now, according to most of the banks and most of the financial institutions, it is best if you use 35% of your credit card. But if you're a student, that might be not easy for you, and it might not be the easiest thing to do, because when you have a $1,000 credit card limit, you would eventually want to use more than 35%. So instead of using 350, you would want to use more, but it is not suggestible by most of the banks. So what you should do in that case, so let's get into the example and imagine that I am the person who is lending you money and you are someone who wants the money. So basically what I'm going to tell you here is how the credit card system works with the statement and due date and everything. So let's say that I give you $1,000 and I tell you that I'm going to put $1,000 over here and you can take it whenever you want and you can return it whenever you want. I will come back on the 30th of the month to check how much money is less or how much money have you used. So in the month, I do not care whatever you do in the month, because when I come on the 30th, that is the day when your credit card statement is generated. So that day is the day when I'm going to check how much money you are using. So essentially, let's say during the month you used some money and then you put it back, and then you used it again and then you put it back again. Or maybe you put more money here than 1,000, maybe you put 2,000 and then you used it and then you put it back. So whatever you do within the month, like before the date of your credit card statement, that is essentially just going to be a record and it's not going to affect your credit card score. But when on 30th, let's say I come here and I see that you have used the whole amount and there's nothing left. So I'm going to make a note that this person used all of the money, and now I'm going to give you 10 days to return the money back to me. So essentially on the credit card report, which is your statement, I'm going to mention that you used all the money and you have no available balance. And according to the banks, that is a bad sign. That means that you really need the money, and it essentially creates less creditworthiness for you. Even if you return the whole amount the next day, your statement will still be 0 balance, and if you return the money the next day, that is good, but not as good as the recommended 35% usage. So let's say in another scenario, you used all the $1,000 that you needed, but before 30th, you know that I'm going to come and check on the 30th. You put back $1,000 on 25th. So when I come back and see that the $1,000 that I left here are still here and you did not use anything, because I am essentially unaware of whatever you did during the month. So I'm going to see that you did not use anything, which is also a bad sign. That means that you do not use your credit properly and you also get less creditworthiness. That means you do not have any credit history because you never used your credit card, according to the bank, because bank only knows the statement, the final statement that is generated. Now let's say the third scenario, which is the perfect scenario which you should consider. So let's say that you need $1,000 this month, maybe on the 5th. I left the money on the 1st of the month, you needed the money on the 5th. You used $1,000 on the 5th and now you get your money back. Maybe you get another paycheck on, let's say, 25. So you put 750 over here, and then you have $1,000 that you need to return to me, but you are only returning me 750 for now. The day of the statement, that is the 30th, when I come back and check, oh, this person used 350, which is under the correct percentage which is recommended, which is a good sign for the bank. And now I tell you on the 30th, okay, you use 35% of your credit, which is 350, so return it to me. So now if you return that money on the next day after the statement, that means that you are a very good credit worthy person, because you used the amount that was under the recommended section, and then you return the money before the due date, next day of the statement generation. So this is basically a way which you can use to get a good credit score. Now if you check with any of the banks, they are going to show you that 35% is the best and ideal percentage to use from your credit card account. And because that is not always the case, this is something that you can do. Now the second thing, if let's say you do not have the money and you spent $1,000 and now you don't have the whole money to pay back, but you still don't want to pay the interest. So what you should do is go to your credit card statement. There you will see a minimum balance. Do not forget to pay that minimum balance right away, because that is like really the minimum amount you need to pay to avoid the interest. So that is something you should keep in mind. And also, if sometime you are unable to put back the money before the statement, it is fine, just pay it within the due date, because after the due date you will have to pay the interest. And this is a trick that I use to get a better credit score. And sometimes obviously it is not always the case that I am able to do this perfectly, because I am a student as well, and sometimes I don't have the money to pay back to the credit card. So what I do is I pay the minimum balance, and I have drastically seen the difference when I am able to get a good statement. So a good statement is where you have only used 35% of your credit, and that consistently really helps building your credit score, which is a very good sign. So this is some of the tricks that I have learned over the time and I have researched about. So that is something that you should really do, and it's going to help you. So if you have any other questions related to credit cards and credit scores, do leave it in the comments. You can also message me on Instagram. And I hope that you like this kind of content that I'm trying to put up for you, because I know that financial intelligence is not very easily available to us in school, because that is not what schools teach us. So if you have any other topics that you want to know, please leave it in the comments. My next video is going to be about how to start investing in your early 20 somethings or in your teen years, so that you have a good standing when you want to retire, and how to be responsible in investing. So stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, so whenever I post the next video, you get the notification. Thank you for sticking around, and see you in the next video.